Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Radio Public, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 22, available now. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So I just watched Batman Hush. It's the new animated release from DC, Warner Premiere, Warner Brothers, whoever officially released it. It's a Warner Brothers release. It stars the voices of Jason O'Mara, Jennifer Morrison, Peyton R. List, Sean Marr, Stuart Allen, Jerry O'Connell, Rebecca Romaine. One of the Peyton List is two different actresses named Peyton List in this movie. One of them voices Batgirl, and the other one is the last actress who played Poison Ivy on Gotham. She also voices Poison Ivy in this. Jason Spicek, Jeffrey Arnett. I've done some mispronunciation in there. Excuse me. It's directed by Justin Copeland, and as far as I know, this is the first DC movie that he's directed. But I think him and Sam Liu, the dude who has done most of these movies, they're gonna co-direct either Wonder Woman Bloodlines that's supposed to come out in a couple months, or one of the Superman movies coming out next year, or maybe even the Justice League Dark sequel. It's in the same continuity. This is post Reign of the Supermen that came out back in January, February, and you got a new villain in Gotham who has beef with Batman, who has beef with Bruce Wayne, and it's up to Batman and I guess some assistance from Catwoman to solve who this new villain is. Like, I know the bare bones gist about Hush. Like, I know his backstory. I know who he is and his connection within the Batman lore. And I was excited. Like, when Ben Affleck was still Batman, I thought Matt Damon would have been perfect for Hush. Just because of their literal personal bond and because of the bond with the characters. And as soon as they announced it at Comic-Con last year, I was hyped. Animated Hush is just as good because, for the most part, I love these DC animated movies. And watching this movie, I damn near loved it. It was damn near in my top 10 overall DC animated releases. But then when it was over, I was like, where's the rest of the movie? There should be like 10 more minutes. Like, there should be this plot twist that people aren't expecting. Because they basically wipe their ass with the source material. Like, they set things up, they tease different plot points and history that you know about these characters, and in the end, it's not what I wanted. It's not what I think any fan of this story wanted. Not knowing anything about any of these characters and any of the history of the graphic novel and source material, it's a very good movie. There is some beautiful animation. There's some good shots. Like, I don't know how a cinematographer, say, in like Skyfall, gets that landscape shot that movie's famous for, and how an animated director gets like a shot of Superman catching Lois Lane falling out of the sky, and it's just like they're frozen for a moment. But there's some beautiful shots in this movie. Like, this is a good looking animated movie. These DC movies don't look like theatrical animated Disney, Pixar, Illumination, Blue Sky movies like that, and that's what I think sets them apart, and that's what I love about them. But I gotta ding it for not sticking to the book. I mean, of course, I'm not gonna spoil what happened, and like I said, if this had just been like a fresh idea, I could have rolled with it and I could have loved it. And I gotta take points off, man. Like, and the new voice actors, Jennifer Morrison, Peyton List. Like this movie this movie shows a lot of screen time to villains that haven't gotten a lot of screen time in these movies, and I love that. I just when you have the graphic novel, when you have the source material to play off of, it should be a better translation. And this switch that they did, it just really disappointed me. Like that's like all I can say about this. So with all that being said, man, in my opinion, I will say that Batman Hush is almost dope. I had it dope as fuck. Then the ending or the lack of ending that they should have done wasn't there, knocked points off, and I just like dropped it a little more in my head because thinking about it more, I get more disappointed. Of course, I'll review Wonder Woman Bloodlines. From what I understand, it's a prequel to Justice League War. It's a prequel to this whole DC animated universe that they started with Justice League War, and then like the Suicide Squad Hell to Pay kind of like retconned the Flashpoint Paradox. So I don't know if it takes place before Flashpoint Paradox, but Wonder Woman Bloodline sounds like it's going to be an animated live action Wonder Woman movie, like the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman movie in animated form and the Wonder Woman animated movie that came out 10 years ago. It just sounds like the same movie. They announced last month, like 2 weeks ago at Comic-Con, Superman Red Sun. There's 2 Superman movies coming out next year, and then a sequel to Justice League Dark. One of them is Superman Red Sun, and I don't remember the other one. But as much as I love Batman, I'm kind of glad they're taking a break from Batman. But like Green Lantern, Flash, Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, like those would be dope characters to give their own movies to. Did you guys watch Batman Hush? What did you think about it? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. My theater is not getting The Kitchen this weekend. Super bummed about that. So I won't be reviewing a movie this weekend. Rec League Podcast episode 23 will drop this weekend though. So the next movie review I assume I'm doing is either going to be Angry Birds 2, 47 Meters Down, Uncaged, or Good Boys. Hopefully I can see all 3 of those. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.